Hi everyone, my name is Sophie DuPont and today I'll be talking about grass tetany. So what is grass tetany? Well, it's a metabolic disease. It's caused by low magnesium in the bloodstream, also called hypomagnesia. It's usually seen in your older lactating cows with grazing young. Usually during those winter and spring months, particularly when it's cool and a little rainy. Other names for this disorder include spring tetany, winter tetany, grass staggers, wheat pasture poisoning, lactation tetany, and unfortunately, it's pretty fatal. Animals who are not found within the first 4 to 6 hours of onset of symptoms usually do pass away. So it's a pretty important disease in cattle. So first of all, why does this happen? Why is magnesium essential? Well, magnesium is an essential mineral that really has roles in a lot of things, in the metabolic enzyme activity, for the major metabolic pathways, and normal nerve functioning, and muscle contraction, and even bone mineral formation. About 60% to 70% of the total magnesium in your body is actually found in your bones. But unfortunately, that's really hard to access. So grass tetany occurs when the magnesium level in the blood rapidly decreases, and this results in less magnesium getting to the cerebrospinal area, so getting to your brain and your spine. Unfortunately, without the magnesium present in the spinal fluid, there becomes an uncontrolled activation of the nerves. This causes the body to get really overstimulated and to start contracting really badly, which causes muscle stiffness or tetany, as the name says. Those convulsions can lead to death. So if we see in this image here, this is a pretty good example of an abnormal cow who's showing signs of grass tetany. So you see your increased nitrogen in the soil and the rapid decrease, and that gets taken into the body. Increased acidity in the soil gets taken into the body and causes a rapid decrease of magnesium in this cerebrospinal fluid. The blood plasma magnesium level decreases, and then your magnesium absorption levels are inhibited, unfortunately. So what are our symptoms of grass tetany? Well, our symptoms are staggering. Unfortunately, these animals are often found dead, because sometimes they don't exhibit any case of grass tetany, at least externally, but you could see a cow staggering, having convulsions, being in visual distress, being aggressive, and unfortunately by the end, it would be in a coma. So can this be treated? Yes, honestly, if it's found quickly enough, it 100% can be treated. So what needs to happen is usually a vet will come out and they will sedate the animal so there isn't brain damage done to the animal, and then they'll provide an IV solution of magnesium and calcium mixed together, and then once that has been administered, then they will provide magnesium sulfate through a subcutaneous or under the skin injection. However, in super bad cases, the producer could inject the magnesium and calcium solution subcutaneously. You could also provide, if it's not a severe case at all, some oral sources of magnesium, like magnesium oxide powder to dust onto the feed or pasture, magnesium lick blocks, so slow release capsules. You could give your cow slow release capsules, and then adding magnesium to concentrates or pellets. If you're having a super bad issue with this continuously, your cows seem to be coming down with grass tetany, you could do this. So again, when we're talking about treatments, we're also talking about prevention and control. So the producer should aim to eliminate factors which reduce the magnesium absorption and also to provide magnesium support. So this would be, in the short term, providing adequate sources of magnesium and feed supplementation. So increasing your energy and roughage intake with good quality hay and silage, adding magnesium supplements to grain or pellet, providing natural sources of magnesium like salt, especially making sure your lactating cows are on good pasture if they're dry, especially maybe with a high legume content, and then obviously reducing all of your stress factors with providing enough shelter. And making sure that they're not out in really, really poor weather. And then long term, it's really about correcting the acidity of your soil. So making sure that you maybe apply a phosphate fertilizer, or that you plant a tree line for shelter so they can go out of the rain. I know making sure that limiting your potash and nitrogen applications on soil is really important, as well as making sure you limit your potassium, because I know that can also inhibit magnesium. There are a lot of solutions that can fix this issue. It's just about getting to it fast enough. And then if we think about, sometimes producers really don't want to treat their animals. They don't think it's a big enough issue, but I mean, annually throughout the US, grass tetany kills about 3% of animals, which doesn't seem like a big number, but it is. And I found that most of your preventions, most of your feed additives are about a couple dollars a year versus paying, upwards of $2,000 for a replacement animal. So this is an important disease and it deserves attention. It deserves to be taken seriously and to be treated right then and there and not unlooked in a herd. Thank you.